Hi guys, so I'm back with a new video and let's talk about the life of Chuck. I'm gonna try and be really concise with this review. One, because as per usual, I don't have a lot of time, but also because I don't want to ramble too much. It's freaking hot here and yeah, I had to have like all my windows closed and yeah, no noise in order for you to hear me well. I kind of just want to do it quickly for my sake, but also for your sake. I know you usually prefer like shorter videos. So yeah, let's get to it. So if you don't know what the life of Chuck is about, I didn't either. I went into the film knowing, well, this was in my most anticipated video, so I knew what just made me really excited about the film. This is like, I would say this was like the perfect film for me. Concept-wise, like before I watched it, I was so hyped. This is directed by Mike Flanagan. It stars Tom Hiddleston, and it's based on a story by Stephen King, like already perfection. So I basically only knew that, and I knew that this involved a little bit of dancing, because I've heard like Tom Hiddleston talk about it, but I didn't really know much. I didn't read the short story. I really want to, so yeah. But it's basically, honestly, it's about Chuck's life. That's pretty much it. Like the title says it all without like spoiling too much. The movie stars, as I said, Tom Hiddleston, but it also stars Karen Gillan, Jacob Tremblay. Like there's a ton of like really recognizable actors and your usual like Mike Flanagan favorites. There are like so many little cameos and just, if you've seen other Mike Flanagan stuff, which you know I've seen all of his stuff, I'm pretty sure I did a video ranking his films. So if that's true, I'll leave it here. So, but I've watched basically all of his things. I think there's only one show that I've missed, but you know the actors that Mike Flanagan likes to work with, so there are a ton of them in this film, as you would expect. And post that, let's get to my thoughts. So, as I said, I was super hyped for this film, and when that happens, it usually takes me like a little bit to just figure out how I truly feel about the film, because I'm always like a little bit influenced by my previous thoughts. Like I was super excited. I really wanted to like the film. And sometimes that doesn't happen right away. And I think that's what happens with this film. What made me like really like this film? I would say like in general, I like the film, but it's not your typical film. And I wouldn't say it's my favorite Mike Flanagan project. However, as I was saying, what made me really like the film is just the Mike Flanagan aspect. This is so a Mike Flanagan film, and if you've seen some of his other projects, it's so recognizable. Like from the story, I completely understand why he chose to adapt this story. From the story to the look of it to the actors, as I said, everything screams Mike Flanagan. And as a huge fan of his, I just really liked that. It was like really comforting to see just what I like about his films. Like the story is really touching, the actors did an amazing job. I was, however, expecting a little bit more from the cinematography. We have like those like blues and greens that are so typical from Mike Flanagan. Like his other projects all have like the same look, which I like. But I was expecting a little bit more, I don't know, camera like the camera being a little more dynamic, because like in The Haunting of Hill House it did that like really long take that was amazing. In Doctor Sleep it did some like camera movements that I really liked. Here it's a little bit more simple, but it still feels like a Mike Flanagan film. Also, because I'm a huge fan of Mike Flanagan and Stephen King, I could predict most of what was happening in the film. However, there's like one mystery that it's really intriguing and keeps you like just wondering and just grabs your attention, because like most of the film is pretty slow and there are a lot of like flanologues, like his monologues about life and meaning, and like the movie deals with a lot of topics that Mike Flanagan usually likes to approach in his films. And because of that, like I kind of guessed where it was going. There's like, I would say, two mysteries. The film is divided by 3 acts, and in the beginning it's really odd and you're just trying to figure out what is happening, but it becomes like pretty clear what's happening. And then in the like other 2 parts there's another mystery that I guessed it right away. I knew what was happening, mainly because of The Haunting of Hill House. If you've seen that, you might guess right away what's happening. But I'm totally fine with that, because it was, at the end of the day, a really comforting film. And it has so much like meaning behind it. The story is really meaningful and just kind of a happy story, although it's kind of a sad one. Also, this is categorized as a horror film, but I wouldn't necessarily put it in the horror category. Like, there's not a lot of horror elements in the film. I would say it's mainly because of the Stephen King aspect. But yeah, it's more of a drama, and yeah, it's a beautiful story at the end of the day. And yeah, it was comforting. So I would say this is one that you have to just marinate. This film might not be for everyone, and you might not like it right away. You have to just really keep thinking about it and read a little bit about the meaning of a few things. Like, most of the film is pretty easy to comprehend, but there are like some little things that aren't super explained, and when I read what they could mean, I just really liked the film even more. So yeah, just maybe don't go in with as high expectations as I had, but at the end of the day I was satisfied with the film. Maybe not as good as I wanted it to be, but I still liked it. So yeah, I guess post that, let's get to my scores. So overall, I'm gonna give the film a 3.5 out of 5. It's a really confident 3.5. I didn't really debate other like scores. It is a 3.5 because it's a really beautiful film. Has a lot of the elements that I like, but it is also kind of simple and a little bit predictable. So yeah, it just might just be me that I love Mike Flanagan that much. But if you like his stuff as well, you will probably like this film. Cinematography, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. I was expecting more, but it still looked good. And the originality, I think I'm gonna give it a 3 as well. I don't think this is the most original story. As I said, I kind of guessed everything that was happening, but it is still an interesting story, and most of all, like a really touching one. So yeah guys, these are my thoughts on the life of Chuck. Please tell me in the comments what you thought of the film, if you have seen it already. If you haven't, Tell me if you are planning on watching it, if you are excited, if you like Mike Flanagan. Tell me which Mike Flanagan project is your favorite. And yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video.